All right, guys, today we're going to review the notes from page 33 and do the independent practice problems day 4. Okay, independent practice problems day 4. I'm going to pause because I have some questions in the chat. All right, so on Tuesday, day 2, Tuesday, we use these notes, writing equations in slope-intercept form. And slope-intercept form looks like this. Y equals mx plus b, where m represents the slope, which is a number that represents slope, and b is a number that represents the y-intercept, okay? All right, so in order to write an equation, you have to first find m, this number right here, then you have to find b, and then you have to substitute m and b into y equals mx plus b. So it's very simple, 3 steps. Find m, find b, then take those values, substitute those values into y equals mx plus b. This is what that looks like, y'all. And we did this on Tuesday, okay? On Tuesday, we are given the slope of the line. They tell us the slope of the line is 7/6. So m is 7/6. And the y-intercept, where the line crosses the y-axis, it crosses at -8. So we're going to plug the m value, 7/6, in for m. So that's y is equal to 7/6 for m. Bring down the x, and our b is a -8, so that's -8. And this is our equation. This is what we did on day 2. Same thing here, number 5, okay? Our m is 8. Move this out the way. Our m is 8. Our b is -9. So when we write our equation in slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b, we're going to replace m with 8. That's the slope. Bring down the x. And we're going to replace b with a -9. So that's -9. And this is our equation. Same thing with number 6. Any questions? Am I moving too fast? Let me stop. Keep going. Number 6, this is my m. Slope is m. It's 2/7. And b is 7. So y equals mx plus b. We're going to replace m with 2/7. And we're going to replace b. Don't forget to bring down the x. Replace b with a +7. Okay? All right, and you should be able to do these two, the bottom 2 on your own, okay? Now, I'm going to move to day 4. This is what day 4 looks like. Please, if you want to pause for the calls, pause and watch everything that I'm doing so that you can understand, and then you can go back and write, okay? So let's look at number 1. Number 1, what they give you is they give you one point that's on a line. This has a positive slope, so I'm going to draw a line going up. So they give you a point that's on the line, 0 and -5. Then they tell you the slope of that line. They tell you the rise over run, which is 3/4. But what they don't tell you is b. So you have to find b so you can write an equation. So b is missing. So in order to find b, which is what I wrote in our notes, okay, 2 things. You're going to use the y equals mx plus b form because they didn't give you a line. You can't just see where it crosses the y-axis. So you're going to use y equals mx plus b. Okay? So look at what Ms. Reyes is doing. To find b, you use the slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. Okay? So our point, this is our x coordinate, this is our y coordinate. So they give you an x, they give you a y, and they give you m already. So let's plug those values in. Y is -5. M is 3/4. Times, because it's automatically multiplication between m and x, times x is 0. Bring down the plus b. So look at all I did. All I did was substitute. I substitute y, bring down the equal, m, that's the slope, times x, the x coordinate goes here, plus b. So now let's solve for b. So you have to multiply this. 3 over 4 times 0 is 0. Okay? So it's -5 is equal to 0 plus b. Pop up, sorry, y'all. Okay? So 0 plus b is just b here. So I got b is equal to a -5. So now look what you have. You have m and you have b. So now you can write an equation. Y equals mx plus b. You have y is equal to m, which is 3 over 4. That was given, remember? X. And b, we just found, is a -5, so that's -5. This is my equation. And I'm going to pause to give you a chance to think and write. All right, good people. Let's do number 2 together. The first thing, we need to understand that they gave us the slope that's on the line. They told us that the slope of the line is a +4. So I'm going to draw a line that goes up because it's positive. And then they give you a point that's on the line. And the point that's on the line is 1, 1. Okay? But what they didn't give you was b. So you cannot write an equation if you don't know where it crosses the y-axis or if it crosses the y-axis. Okay? So in order to find b, you're going to use y equals mx plus b. Any questions so far? Okay. So you're going to take the information that's given. They give you an x coordinate and a y coordinate, and they give you m. You're going to substitute all of this information into this form and solve for b. That's how you figure out what b is. So my y coordinate is 1. My m, or my slope, is 4. This is automatically, hold on, let me fix my pencil. This is automatically multiplication between m and x. So this is going to be 4 times my x value is 1 plus b. Okay, please make sure you write that. Now we're going to solve for b. To solve for b, we're going to multiply this 4 times 1, which is going to be 4. So let's bring down the 1, bring down the equal. 4 times 1 is 4 plus b. Now, in order to get b by itself, you have to get rid of this +4 by doing the inverse of that. And we talked about how to solve an equation. So you're going to, the opposite of a +4 is to subtract 4. -4 on both sides. So this is going to give me a -3. And use your calculator if you forgot your integer rules. Don't get that wrong. Please use your calculator if you need to. 4 minus 4 is 0, and we're left with b. So my m is 4. That was given. And we found b. My b is -3. So now we can take these two values and write it as an equation in slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. So that's y is equal to 4x minus 3, since it's -3 is b, and this is my equation. I'm gonna pause. Are there any questions? All right, so here, number 3. All right, so this is the information that they give you this time. I'm gonna draw a little line over here. They're telling you, I'm gonna draw a line going down because the slope here is a negative. It's a negative slope. So they tell you that the slope is a -3, and they tell you that one of the points on the line is 0, 2. Okay, that's all the information that they give you for this line. So you got to figure out what b is. You got to find b, the y-intercept. Where does that line cross the y-axis? Where does it cross the y-axis? So in order to figure that out, you are going to use y equals mx plus b. Okay? So you're going to take the information that is given and you're going to plug it in. So your y value, look, this is my x coordinate, this is my y coordinate. My y coordinate or y value is 2. My m or my slope is -3. My x or my x coordinate is 0. Very similar to number 1. We noticed that our x coordinates in both 1 and 3 are 0. Okay? Then put plus b. So look at what happens. Notice what happens here. So when you multiply this together, it's going to give you 0. So that means b is going to be 0. B is going to be 2. Sorry, y'all. Tripping. So same thing up here. Look at this. Notice when your x is 0, whatever your y is going to be your y-intercept. When x is 0, whatever your y is going to be your y-intercept. Because when you multiply 0 times whatever the slope is going to give you 0. I'm going to pause for the calls. So your equation, forgot to write my equation down, y'all. And y equals mx plus b is going to be y is equal to, my m is -3, x plus 2. My b is 2. I'm going to keep going. Do the next one. Again, in this line, this is a positive slope, so we know the line is going up. It's telling you that one of the points on the line, just one of the points on the line, is 5, 1, and that the slope of that line is 4/5. So that's 2 bits of information that they're giving you. What they are not giving you is b. So you cannot write a linear equation if you don't know where the line crosses the y-axis or if it crosses the y-axis at all. So in order to find b, you have to use the slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. My pencil is falling apart, y'all. Good grief. That's right, yes. Okay. So we got y equals mx plus b. And we're going to substitute the information that's given. They give you a point, they give you an x coordinate, which is x, and a y coordinate, which is y. Your y coordinate is 1. Your m or your slope is 4/5, sorry. Your x is 5, so I'm going to write 5 as a fraction. To write the whole number 5 as a fraction, you put a 1 under it, and then bring down the plus 5. Please look at that to make sure that you understand. All I did was substitute. All right, so now you're going to solve for b. So here, in order to solve for b, you got to multiply this first. Look at how Miss Ray is going to multiply. I'm going to multiply by multiplying straight across. When you do fractions and you're multiplying fractions, you multiply straight across. So 4 times 5 is 20. That's 20 as my numerator. And 5 times 1 is 5. Bring everything else down. Any questions about that? Okay. So now 20 divided by 5 is 4. So I get 1 is equal to, and I'm going to simplify this to 4 plus b. Okay. In order to get b by itself, I have to move the positive 4. The opposite or inverse of a positive 4 is -4. So I'm going to subtract 4 on both sides. 1 minus 4, if you don't remember your rules for integers, please use your calculator. And that's going to give you a -3. So b is -3. And m, they already gave us, which is 4/5. So my equation in slope-intercept form, replace m with 4 over 5, bring down the x, replace b with -3. So that's -3. And I'll pause to make sure that you have it written, okay? All right, so we're going to do this last one together, and then you're going to do the other 3 on your own, okay? All right, so let's look at this one. So, okay, here again, they're telling you what the slope is. This is a negative slope, so we know that our line is going to go down. They tell you that the slope is a -6 over 5, and that one of the points that's on that line is 5, -4. That's all the information that they give you. But what you don't have in order to write the equation is you don't know what b is equal to. You don't have b. You don't know where the line is going to cross the y-axis. So you've got to find b. In order to find b, just as we did in the previous problems, you use y equals mx plus b. You're going to substitute all the information that's given. You're given a point, so that means you have an x-coordinate and a y-coordinate, which is x and y. And you're given a slope, so that means you're given m. So we're going to substitute this information into the slope-intercept form and solve for b. So my y is -4. That's my y-coordinate. M is -6 over 5 times my x is 5. So if I have a whole number or an integer to write it as a fraction, I'm just going to put a 1 under it. Bring down the plus b. I'm going to pause to make sure that you understood that all I did was substitute the values in. Are there any questions? Okay, so now we're going to multiply straight across here, just like we did in the previous problem. Bring down the -4. This is going to be a -30 over 5. Bring down the plus b. So when we simplify, a -30 divided by a +5 is -6. So this gives me -4 is equal to a -6 plus b. So now, in order to solve for b, I need to get rid of this -6 by adding 6 to both sides. Okay, y'all? So when I add 6 to this side over here, if you don't remember your rules for integers, use your calculator. This is going to give you 2, +2. This is gone. -6 plus +6 is 0. So this is equal to, what's left over this side is b. So my b, or my y-intercept, is 2. So in order to write my equation in slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. All right, y equals, my m, or my slope, is -6 over 5. Bring down the x, and my b is a +2. This is my equation. And I'm going to pause so that you can write. All right, if you have questions, comments, or concerns, please text me and let me know. You have the freedom to watch this video over again. Also, please join the tutoring session this afternoon. If you need some additional points added to your grade for extra credit, please join me this afternoon for tutoring. All right, guys, I'm going to stop my video here.